Alrighty guys, what is up? Welcome back to Candy Box 2 with LD7, and today we're just going to be kind of catching you up. So I've been playing a little bit since the last time we recorded, and I've eaten about 2,000 candies, and we now have 295 lollipops planted, which generates us 1 lollipop per second. Basically the way this works, it's like every 9, it increases by 1 once you hit the minute mark, so not a big deal. We're going to go ahead and plant all of these and see. My guess is we probably have to get it over 500 to get to 2 per second, but not a big deal. Outside of that, I mean, we've been playing through the quests, kind of going. Our health isn't quite up to 150 yet, and really what I want to do is save up enough to get the diamond sword so we can start doing the underwater quest instead of Mount Goblin. But basically, with 2,000 candies, you have 143 HP. I mean, this one's pretty easy to complete now, but it generates, on average, like 80-90 candies is what I typically get. I haven't come across another chest quite yet, unfortunately, but hopefully that will be the case soon. We'll see. So, yeah, so 79 candies that time. That's actually the lowest I've had for a while. The waiting time is actually based off of how much health you have remaining at the end of the quest. So if you have full health, there's no wait time. If you only take like 5 damage of health, the wait time's a lot shorter. So increasing your HP is useful for 2 reasons. 1, it means you're more likely to complete the mission each time, and 2, it decreases the cooldown before you can go and do it again. Just plant these. So we're getting closer to getting the 500 lollipops planted. I'm assuming that's where it's going to tick over to, 2 a second instead of just 1. But we'll kind of play that by ear. My guess, since we're doing 1 a second now, it's a lot easier to plant them, but I want to get... Okay, so 470 seems to have gotten us to 2 per second, which is great. But basically, for this part of the game, you just want to keep generating candies, buy better weapons, eat them to increase your health, and simply wait until you have enough lollipop generation so you can start using the sorcerer to, increase your stuff. So that's kind of what my plan is. I just kind of wanted to catch you guys up on what we've been doing. Since we finally got to 1 lollipop per second. I know that is a pretty big goal, all things considered. So hopefully that helps you. You need 247 to do it. I can't remember the exact number, sorry guys. But anyway, it's in the start of the episode, so what I had lollipop count at the start of this one is what you need to get 1 lollipop per second. And then 470 seems to get you 2. We'll see, maybe 5. It's probably going to be in the 600s is my guess to get to 3, but not a big deal. I mean, this goes a lot faster now that we're generating 2 per second. Even just getting 1 per second, it makes it go a lot faster on planting these. I haven't actually bought lollipops since, I don't know, maybe like once we first got into the minute counter, I stopped buying them just because it wasn't worth it. So 650 will get you 3 per second. So this does scale pretty fast, all things considered, because, you get 30 of them every 10 seconds. It's roughly like 200, or actually, it's probably like 180, to be a little bit more accurate on the numbers. For each increase per second, right? So no worries, we're gonna keep on building up our little counter over here until we start getting, I don't know, maybe like 100, 200 per second. That way we can start chipping away at that thousands of lollipops that we're gonna need in order to, use some of the spells. And most likely what I'm gonna do first on that, let's just go show you. So if we go to the hut, I'm probably going to go for the 40k one first, just because getting more candies generated faster is better. So I don't know if this is going to double it or do it by a different factor, but either way, it's going to be worthwhile since we're only doing 1 candy per second right now. If we can generate more than 1 candy per second, we'll be able to buy stuff a lot faster. Because if this sword's 2,000, assuming they have another one afterwards, it's probably going to be 4,000 because they double in price every single time. But let's go through Mount Goblin again since we've waited on the cooldown, get some more candies, and basically I'm saving up for the diamond sword. Once I buy that, I'm going to try to do the underwater cave again. I might, well, I want to buy the sword first, and then we'll see if we can do it with 143 HP. If we die with the diamond sword and 143, then I'll probably try to shoot for 3,000 candies eaten, and see if that's enough. Hopefully it will be. Otherwise, you know, it's going to get a little bit annoying. But we're now up to 5 lollipops per second, and we got the little plant 100 at a time option since we had over 100 lollipops in our inventory. So the more lollipops you have in your inventory, that's how you unlock these little plant icons. So you have to have, you know, at least 100 to unlock the 100. You probably won't get that until you start generating lollipops per second, just because it takes a while. So we're up to 6 now at 1190. So I'm just going to round that to 1200. That way we can just do it by 100 lollipops at a time. That's just my way. You know, obviously it's best if you always plant all of them because it'll get you there faster. But I'm not too worried about it. We'll see. Hopefully we can get it, you know, generating pretty quick, because thousands of lollipops takes a while to generate even with 6 per second. So, well, you know, that's kind of the plan, at least for me. Now we're up to 7, so that's a little bit better. Once we hit 10, I feel like it'll be going a lot faster. Then it's 100 every 10 seconds, so we'll be able to generate and increase the counter a lot faster than we currently can. But we're still a ways off. You know, maybe around 2,000 planted over here is going to give us, you know, like 9 or 10. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to work out to be. So 1,600 got us to 8. So 2,000 actually will probably get us closer to like 11 or 12, is my guess. But we'll kind of play that by ear. It's not that big of a deal. Like, we'll get there when we get there. We're generating them, you know, every 9 a second now, so it's going pretty quick, all things considered. But I want to get to where, you know, I can plant 1,000 at a time, instead of just 100. And we'll maybe do that once we hit 2,000. That way it's just round numbers. I don't know, like, if you're like me, you like having round numbers and things. So that's kind of my thought process with it. We're now at 10 per second, so that's great. 2,000, cool. So I'm going to let our lollipops generate up to 1,000 before I plant anymore, just so we can keep it on a round number of 1,000 as opposed to a round 100. Because we're generating fast enough now, that's not too bad. I mean, 10 times 10, 100, every 100 seconds, we'll have 1,000 lollipops. So, I mean, we could, in theory, just let it generate. What would that be? So, for 40,000, 40 times 100, so that would give you, oh my gosh, if I can do math, 4,000 seconds to be able to unlock the spell we want. But that's a pretty long time to wait, all things considered. So I'm just going to keep on planting when we can and doing the quests when I can as well, just so we generate those candies a little bit better. Because getting even if it's only 80 candies that you get, it's still worth running the quest. So it looks like this one, they didn't put out as many goblins, which is interesting. So this is going to be a lower yield. Yeah, only 61. So I think this is their way of saying go do the underwater cave. So we'll take a look at that next time, I think. I'm going to wait until we buy the diamond sword, like I said. But yeah, anyway, guys. So we're doing pretty good. We've upped our lollipop production. We've increased our HP. You know, we're doing pretty good. If you're kind of playing along, I mean, it's been maybe 2 hours since I started this game. So, or not even that, it's been like an hour and a half since I started this game. So, not a big deal. We're now at 16 lollipops per second and plan them at 1,000 a time. So, that's kind of what I wanted to cover today. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe as always. And until next time, this has been LD7, and